What are kind of some of your memories of Bullet Bob? First, I'll start with Ron, since that was your big feud for many, many years.
Yeah, I mean, he tremendous wrestler, tremendous person, really great guy, uh, just a salt of the earth. I mean, great with fans, tremendous in the ring. What a talent he was. And he was a partner, one of our partners, the only partner I had that wasn't a family member in my Southeastern Pensacola company in Continental that turned into Continental Wrestling later on. It was Bob Armstrong. And then when Bob had his sons came along, and they were small boys when we first got together, and they turned out to be, we stayed together long enough that they all grew up and got in the ring. And so, and I worked with Bob Armstrong maybe 300 times would be a pretty good guess, just as a heel, sometimes as a baby face. He turned heel. I was a baby face. I was a baby face. He turned heel. I mean, it just was back and forth and back and forth. But what a tremendous talent and a tremendous person, a great guy, married to the same woman for 60 years. And all of his sons still married to the same woman. I mean, he raised his family right. He was just a great guy, a Marine. He did it all. He was a iconic figure in wrestling, in my opinion.
Yes, and I have to agree with him. And all of his kids were fabulous workers, but Bob was one of the best baby faces I saw. Nobody made a comeback like Bob Armstrong. Bob made this big comeback fire. I mean, I work with Bob quite a bit because when I worked for Ronald, I was a heel. Uh, Bob and they were all great. Brad was a great worker. Scott and Steve were good workers. And the one that was not the best worker of all was one that made the most money, Road Dog. I mean, Brian
Yep.
was a fat. I gave Brian his first match. I was in Norfolk at the Scope Auditorium, and we were missing a guy. And he came in, and I said, "Hey, you're wrestling tonight." He was on leave. He was a Marine. He says, "I don't have any uh, outfit." I said, "Your brother's here. Use some of his." He says, "I've never worked." I said, "You're an Armstrong. You know how to work from the day you've been born. So just get." And he went about 9 minutes, and he did really good. So I mean, there's something to be said about that second generation.
Yeah, yeah.
And that Armstrong Fuller's feud. I mean, that is just the stuff of legends. How does that chemistry kind of come about with you guys? Because it just seems like that feud just kind of is one of those feuds that never ends, and it was just always great.
I mean, you just sometimes you work with a guy and it just clicks, and when that's the case, you want to continue that process. You want to continue working with that person as much as possible. We owned the company. We owned the territory. So obviously we were in a position to where we could work with each other as much as we wanted to. And we just always had great matches. He turned, I turned heel on him. I went into Pensacola in that territory as a heel, and then he turned on me later on. And then he turned back baby face. I mean, we just went back and forth and back and forth, and it didn't make any difference. So whether you were heel or a baby face, whether your storyline was good, if your matches were great, it didn't make any difference. People just seemed to really enjoy watching us work, and I loved working with Bob. He was a tremendous worker, whether he was a heel or a baby face. He was really great.
And the other thing is, it's kind of hard not to keep doing it when you're packing the buildings. They were
Yeah,
packing it for years, and like Ron said, it didn't matter. They were so over, it didn't matter to the people whether they were booing them or cheering them. They knew they were going to see an incredible match.
yeah, and I think that's part of the secret. I mean, obviously, like I said, you click. If it clicks, then you're going to have a great match. It doesn't make any difference what your storyline is, what your angle is, what the program you're working is. you're going to go to that ring and you know you're going to tear the house down every night. And as Kevin was saying, we were selling out for years and years and years in every city we went to. So we must have been doing something right for sure.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.